All right, let's try this again. I just went live on Instagram, channeling a message for those that have been praying, those have been looking for answers. This message is for you. This channeled message comes from a divine intelligence. It's what I've been able to access to heal, to be able to bring forth higher conscious messages to myself and what I offer to others. And so, Spirit was saying earlier that we're in a big human evolution, a big time where we get to really jump into the next version of ourselves, jump into alignment, jump into the right connection, the right relationship, the right position of work, the right place of where you want to live. It is soul led right now, but Spirit wants to remind you that you've been living in your head. This analytical brain is here to take action, but first you have to receive the information from your heart, from your intuition. And I'm being reminded, I'm being shown people really like knocking their themselves in the head, like, I can't figure it out, I feel stuck, I don't know where to go, I'm not sure, and really making decisions from an ego base. 111, as we just dropped that. Yes, thank you, Spirit. So ego base is not looking, it's not going to work for us anymore. We're seeing this in the collective, we're seeing this in our personal lives. Ego is here to protect us, but where we're headed, where we're going is about tapping into your soft intuition, your heart. So if you have an armor on, if you're not connected to your heart and your intuition, and you live more in the mind, which is most of my clients, which is most men and women, I can't say I used to be that one, that's why I teach it. It's about learning how to soften. It's about learning how to soften in the unconditional love of yourself. And when we're in unconditional love within ourselves, now we can see the world that way. Now we can see God in everything, in every um, plant, in every living being, in every animal, and every physical thing, and everyone, no matter what. How do you know if you're tapped into this divine intelligence? Well, my friend, if you're one living in your mind, you're not necessarily tapped in. You have to learn how to drop in and access this. Two, if you are in fear, if you're in judgment, if you are sad, you're feeling shame, and we're talking about consistent. Two. If you're living constantly in these vibrations, you're actually still in the ego mind, and the ego mind is telling you that you're not. There is an energy and a vibration that is so dense that you can't access this divine intelligence if you are constantly judging others, judging yourself, or if you're in constant fear or fearful of others. So it's about to shift only if we work through these, if we start to become aware of where are we mentally, emotionally, energetically, spiritually, physically. Gone are the days that we just look at the physical matter, but it's about embodying this beautiful essence in balance. We all have a feminine and masculine energy within us. We all thrive with those two, but most people live unbalanced. Most people live in one or the other. And you see this in masculines being in more feminine energy, or feminine being in the masculine energy and not balanced. What happens when there's balance? What happens when you open your heart and listen to your intuition, no matter the fear that comes up? You start to connect to something bigger than you. 33333. Let's drop those nuggets. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. You become more aware of things. You become more aware of life, of yourself, things that you couldn't see. You start to see more. You start to become more aware of who you are and how your ego manipulates you, thinking you are in this high vibration or in your best self, but it's keeping you still stuck, my friend. So the message here is to pause. To pause. This is a sacred pause to reflect, let go of the past, and look at what's here. What are we fucking saying yes to? What are we saying yes to? And call that in. How do we call that in? Is that we move through the fear. We move through the fear and say yes. But there's a balance that needs to happen. We can no longer live on the physical realm, hustling and grinding every day, because you're not creating space for source, for God, for your divine essence to come through. And then you wonder why you're stuck. Then you wonder why you're stressed. Then you wonder why things are not still flowing in the best way, because you're pushing. The feminine energy allows to receive. Whether you're a man or a woman, you need to learn how to receive, my friend. It's the best thing to be able to open up your heart, to connect to the miracles, to the manifestations, and understand yourself. So if you're creating, if you're an entrepreneur, visionary, change maker, CEO, founder, or just a mom or dad at home, and you're trying to create your best life and feel stuck, well, look at yourself. Look at yourself and look at the environment around you. Every trigger outside of you is a reflection of something you need to work inside of yourself that you were unconscious about. So if you need support, if you need um, I have coaching, I have psychic readings, channeling, I have energy healings, and I have a package of 3 coaching sessions that I'm opening up, or I opened up in early February for those that just want to jump in, get a framework, get some tools, and then start to integrate it and then move forward. So this call out is to all of you that listen to this. Whenever this receives you, whenever you hear this, it is a timeless channeled reading for you. It is your time. You deserve it. You're almost there. Keep going. Love and light.